Right, morning, well, at least for me. Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So, the video today is on a 2007 Smart Fortwo. I'm not really sure which engine is on this, but I believe it's the 1 liter petrol. I might be mistaken, but I think it is. However, I don't think that's going to be very important for the issue with this car. So I'm going to demonstrate what the problem is by starting the car first. Hope it starts. It's been here parked up for quite a long time. I started absolutely perfect. Okay, so let me close this. Okay, so the issue is the following. As you can see in there, there is in neutral at the moment. So I'm gonna press the brake, switch this to drive, and my neutral starts to flash. I can now go back to any gear. That will just carry on flashing. Okay. A reverse, it does exactly the same. So that's drive, reverse, does exactly the same. There is a few faults, as you can see, from airbags to ABS, blah 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 blah. But yeah, so that's the problem. It does not engage any gear. Other than that, the car starts fine and seems to work fine, but no gears. So what to do first? I think the first thing we're going to do, obviously, is scanning the car. Once again, I still have this tool. Let's going to use it, see what we can do with it. If that's no good, we might have to get star, but let's try with this. Okay, and let's go and scan. The bad knocking came from this engine. Let's see if he detects the car. There we go. Yeah, it's a 1 liter. I thought it was. Don't know why it comes up as a 2012. This is definitely a 2007 plate. Yes, it's correct. Smart Fortwo 451. Yes, system selection. Okay, so let's go to. Let me just check. Let me just check quickly what we have on my. No feedback. Why I want to give feedback? ES electronic ESP. Steering assist. So why doesn't show me? Nothing for the ABS. I don't even know if there is ESP on these, but okay, hold on. Let me turn engine off, key on. Doesn't look like there is ESP, but there is definitely ABS. Okay, so nothing there. Let's try my, hold on. I go to, ooh, that's not very good. Okay. So, fault codes. Okay, so I have no communications from my ESP. No communications from my airbags, and this is on my instrument cluster. Is that correct? I think it was. Let's go air conditioning. Now this is a manual air conditioning. Okay, so no communications with that. Okay, so these two, they should be on the same. They should be on the same module. Okay, so speed of driven axles, speed of non-drive axles. Oh, so this is gonna be nor or incorrect CAN message from control unit ESP. Okay, so I'm sure that these speeds, they might come from the ABS, and then this obviously faulty on the ABS. So okay, let's go back, let's try transmission. I'm pretty sure it's the same module. Yeah. The transmission on these cars is usually controlled by the engine ECU, so it's like 2-in-1, if that makes sense. But yeah. Okay, so the reason why I think this is not engaging gears is going to be because of these CAN network faults. So where to start? Shall I get diagrams first? Okay, so so airbags, so no airbags, no ABS. Okay, I'm just here thinking out loud, just hold a second, guys. Okay, and very quick as well in the SEM. So in the SEM unit, or body control unit, once again, no message from restraints and no message from ESP. I have a feeling that these two, they're going to be related. So I might be wrong there, but and obviously then I don't think I have this module anyway. The electronic lever, obviously no, and I don't have that module either. Okay, so we have a CAN issue on this car, which we are obviously gonna try to find out where it is. So I think I'm gonna get hold of some diagrams first. I could go straight into my ABS and ESP airbag unit and start to try to figure out where the problems are, try to start make some measurements, but let's gonna get hold of some diagrams, try to understand what communicates with where they go through and all that stuff, and see if we can figure out what's going on. Okay, so got hold of some diagrams, and according to my diagrams, which I don't think I can show you, so I'm just gonna look at them and kind of take you through. But basically, CAN network goes, or from both of them, they go straight into my instrument cluster. They don't go anywhere else. The ABS, if it does have ESP, which I'm not sure if it does have ESP, I don't think it does have on this one, but if it does have ESP, the lateral sensors and the steering angle sensors, they kind of are tapped into the CAN wires that run from the ABS module or ESP module into the cluster. Airbag module, there is a straight connection. There is a plug somewhere between that, but there is a straight connection from the instrument cluster to the airbag module. Now, because the two modules are not communicating, one of the first things I've looked for is to see if there's anything common in there, and there is. Both modules. ABS module does have a few power supplies, while the airbag module only has one, but they are both fed from Fuse 18 10 amps, and that's what we're going to look at. So let's going to check fuses before we go any further. Let's going to check that Fuse 18, which is common to both systems, because I have a feeling that we might have an issue in there. Okay guys, okay, and as we go into the SEM, this is how the SEM is. This is how I found the SEM. Try to put there, and I just had a quick look, and Fuse 18, obviously someone has been here before, like always. So Fuse 18 is that second fuse there. As you can see, it's a blue fuse, which I can see straight away is blown, and I can see it's a 15 amp rather than a 10 amp. So obviously someone already tried to put a higher rate fuse, and obviously it blowed. So looks like we might have, is that another fuse blown? It looks like we have a, oh, this is all right. So it looks like we have a problem somewhere that is blow the fuses. Okay, so okay. Right, I found also a plug back here that is disconnected. I don't know why, but judging by the color of this plug, it looks like an airbag plug, but not really sure if this would go for some knee airbag maybe. I don't know. There's no knee airbags on this. There's a lot of plugs that are not plugged around here, but might just be one of those things. Okay, not to worry about that now. Okay, so the fuse is blown, but I want to see exactly what happens. So let's kind of put another 10 amp fuse in there, and just see it blowing really. Okay, and just like someone did, I'm gonna have to use a 15 amp because I've run out 10 amp fuse. So obviously when I finish the repair properly, I'll find a 10 amp, even if I take it from spares from my car or whatever. But for now, let's try these. Now these, let me have a look at the diagrams, because this fuse, okay, so this fuse is a ignition voltage. So it's not battery voltage, it's ignition voltage. So if it's gonna blow when I turn on the ignition. Yeah, let's put that in there. Oh dear. I really need to get hold of some resettable fuses because that would have been really helpful. Okay, so let's kind of look at that fuse. Obviously you can't see it from there, but let me turn the ignition on. Still good. Still good. Let me try to start the car. Okay. Started. The fuse is still good. I would love to see how much current does it draw. Okay, let's kind of scan the car and see what we have now. Okay, so just got into the driver's seat. Obviously my lights went off straight away. Airbag and that one. Let me see if this has anything to do with when you engage the gears. No, engage reverse, okay. See if I have drive. Yes, I do. So first gear. Good. Okay, I have drive, so he moves. Okay, so no idea. So I will have now I should have now communications with my brakes, obviously. No triple codes. And I will have with my airbags. So what happened here? I just don't know what to say. So the next thing I'm gonna do, so quite simple so far, was that fuse, but I'm a little bit static why there was a 15 amp fuse already burning there, already blown, when it should be a 10 amp. I want to see how much current that is drawing. So it's nothing to do by the looks of it with my gear engagement, because they engage just fine. It could be something with my airbag, with my ABS. Maybe when the ABS activates, if there is something shorted, it's going to blow on the fuse. One of the coils that activates the ABS, maybe. I'm not really sure. Let me look here on my ABS. Look at my diagrams. No, it's difficult to say, but it looks like this is just a pure feed, because there is another 2 feeds into my ABS. Obviously I can't show you the diagrams, guys, because otherwise but it looks like there is another 2 fuses, so fuse 11 and fuse 34. Fuse 11 is a 25 amps, fuse 34 is a 40 amps, so it's more likely that these fuses are the ones for the motor, for the accumulation motor, and for the coils to activate the solenoids for the airbag to work. And looks like the 10 amp is actually just module power feed, so looks like but still, I'm going to take that fuse out and I'm going to put I want to see how much current is actually drawing. Okay guys, and just to show you, and yes, there is other ways to measure these with a clamp amp, with a amp clamp and all that stuff. I'm doing it this way. My multimeter can take up to I think it's 400 milliamps on there, and 10 amps here for a maximum of 10 seconds. Okay, if there is 10 amps being drawn, but there isn't, I'll show you. So it's connected in there, still fused with a 10 amp. So that's going to turn the ignition on, and you're going to see that, watch the spike. So that's about not even half amp, and I'm going to start the car. So I have less than an amp being drawn. And as you can see, I have no lights. The car is running. And just to show you, I still have communication. So obviously I'm feeding these 2 modules. Okay, so I'm feeding these 2 modules through my multimeter, 0.5 amps or 0.43. So that, you don't even need a 10 amp fuse. A 5 amp fuse will be more than okay. So yeah, I'm not really sure what would have happened here to actually blown this fuse like that. Not really sure. I think all I'm gonna do is put everything back together, go for a quick drive, maybe try to activate the ABS, see what happens. If drive's okay and if there is no faults, I think that's it. It was just a blown fuse. I don't know. This car came from an auction, so God knows what happens before. Proper 10 amp now. That's gonna put in there. That's it. That's gonna put in place and go for a test drive. Okay, and just went to the end of the road. There's a sort of off-road track at the back. I went in there, tried the ABS several times, really several times, worked every single time, and I still have no faults. Okay, and I still have obviously gears and drive and all that good stuff. So it looks like it was just the fuse. Now, why the fuse was like that, I don't know. It could be that there is still an issue, but I think only time will tell. Obviously by the time this video is gonna be actually published, will be like 6 months down the road or something like that. So by that time, if this didn't work, I will edit the video, and obviously you won't see this bit. I will just carry on with the fix. But for now, guys, it looks like it was just a simple fuse. So I think it's a lesson to learn from here, to not jump straight into the big horses. You know, this, you know, it was quite simple. I could just go, you know, get scope, start the scope guns, start with the basics, guys. Fuses, etc, etc, power supplies, power feeds, and all that stuff. And I think that's it for this video, really. So let's gonna wrap this up. Hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope there's some information here you guys are gonna find useful, whatever. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and like always, thanks for watching.